Over to you from the Sacramento City. We got a letter. Yeah, we got a letter from the apartment people. I'm just trying to plug this phone in because I gotta use it to record. Damn it. As soon as it was popping off of here, when I couldn't get it. Go back on. I don't know if it's secure. Maybe it'll fall down. I don't know. Trying to get this AC on so it's not blowing so hard. So you guys should hear me, see me on my way down to the criminal apartment people. This guy wants to come back. I'm gonna back up. Stupid. Maybe we'll catch a few of the people living out on the streets. I don't know what the conditions are like out here. This is my first time going out for the day. See, the demon was supposed to be coming with, and I was all ready to go yesterday, but it was a day early. Sometimes my schedule gets mixed up like that, especially if I haven't had food, but I had some food yesterday. What did I make? I cooked a chicken breast and some squash with onion, and then when it was all cooked up, I put the sweet potatoes in, sliced up some sweet potatoes to steam. So it was kind of like a squash casserole with sweet potatoes and then chicken. That chicken was like some kind of jerk spice. Which made the thing kind of salty. Anyway, it was good. This is the downtown Oak Park area where we are right now. You don't see people sleeping on the sidewalks here. This is the area where people sleep in their cars if they have nowhere to go. And sometimes they sleep in parks. See all that big field over there, just got a big huge fence around it so nobody can Sorry, my thing is kind of waving around. I don't have a stick to put it on. Going down to see these apartment people and turn in some paperwork to them in their hidden office that says Comstock, which is a magazine, a Sacramento City magazine. So the housing people have got their office hidden inside this building that says Comstock, which is after they got in trouble for being corrupt. Nobody did a damn thing back when Ann Rudin was the mayor, back when Kevin Johnson was the mayor, and now we got the Darrell Steinberg who's the mayor. But nobody did anything about the corruption of these housing authorities, what they call themselves, on their letterhead, but their letterhead is not, there's no valid company registered to be Sacramento Housing and Redevelopment Authority or whatever. they call themselves. There's no legitimate company registered with the, what do they call them? The Secretary of State or whoever they are that has their office downtown. I'm able to reconnect. My phone is probably too hot. It's hot. It needs to be much cooler. So this thing can blow on my phone now. It's too hot. Here, it's not blowing on the phone. The phone is heating up. I'm supposed to go down to K Street. Oh, see, I got this car behind me. Let's lift it. Keeps trying to shut off my stream. Maybe that's blowing on it enough so it doesn't overheat my phone. Because it's like 103 degrees out here. So if I had a choice, I wouldn't be out here in this kind of weather. Because it's just very too hot. Labor Max. I remember I got a job with Labor Max, and where was it? We had to drive to a shopping center where the stores were just starting to close, get on a bus and ride all the way down to the Bay Area, Oakland or someplace like that, to work at a stadium checking people in, when they already had their tickets, and taking all their items that they weren't allowed to have inside the facility. Took all their poles, if they had any bags. You could only have like clear plastic bags so that all your stuff could be seen from the outside. Took a whole bunch of people's stuff there. But see, that's how they do it. You want to have a job? Oh, you got to go to, a town that's 100 miles away and get on this bus with all these other people, and if you miss the bus back home, you're stranded. So you're like all on top of that shit. Because you don't want to get left down there after you've been at the door taking people's stuff away from them. So after all the check-in was done, basically that bus left and came back up here because we didn't stick around when they opened the doors and let everybody out of there. It was mostly a lot of like Spanish-speaking people, what I would call Mexican Americans. And this is the Masonic, they got the Neiman limousine there. They just made that Masonic meeting hall into a hotel for the Hilton right down here by Sutter's Fort. You think there's tunnels underneath that fort? You better believe it. You better believe it. Probably connects to this church over here, this big Episcopalian church. It like takes up the whole block. And I've really seen the cops meeting in front of there to do their little police escort type deals where they go through town. Like this guy, he's just going to walk through the cars. There's a Tesla right in front of us. Getting a wreck with a Tesla, run for your life, because those things explode once they get in a crash. Very dangerous batteries. No, the test is up on my shorts. I put 2 of the Tesla test runs. One where they go up a ramp and the car flips over and lands on the roof. Then a couple minutes later, a couple seconds later actually, bursts into flames. And then what's the other one? It's getting charged at a charging station. It catches on fire and catches 2 more vehicles on fire. I mean, it's crazy, right? Why would you want to drive like, you know, a ticking time bomb? Why would you want to drive a ticking time bomb? You know? And these agencies, they think, you know, they still believe that they're the authority and they're going to make these rules for everybody. Well, I'm not sure about that. Because look, they even closed down the little party street they had right there at the gay nightclub Faces. They used to have that whole street blocked off right there, 21st Street, I think it was, for meeting people and whatnot. And now they got the street back open. Also that, what was it? Oh yeah, Stella Rose, I see you now. I'm driving down here to my appointment with these gangster apartment people. They sent me the letter Tuesday on my door, and then it said that their people are available after 2 p.m. or something Thursday. So I don't know if that means I got an appointment or what. So that's where I'm going. Here they are at the Comstock building. See, it says Comstock on it, but it's actually the Sacramento Housing and Redevelopment hiding. They're hiding in here. And they locked the doors out. But that Freemason thing, it was like a meeting hall, Stella Rose. And I did a video on my channel too about they only want hospitals and hotels here in the Sacramento City. They only want hospitals and hotels, and they burned out 2 restaurants. They first burned out the Mexican restaurant, and then they burned out a Chinese restaurant. And they've had them like with fences around them. So like the people who are camping and stuff in their tents, they can't go in there and stay. And they're waiting to sell the property to somebody who's going to build a hotel or some kind of hospital. And that building down there is right across the street from the Sutter's Fort. Well, there's a Sutter's Hospital right across the 28th Street or 29th Street, whichever one it is. And that Masonic Hall thing was right across the street. This is K Street, right across K Street. And I don't know if it's the 10th or the 11th letter of the alphabet. I think it's the 11th. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. It's 11th. That's why they put stuff on the 11th Street. And so I have to go in here and I have to turn in my bank records and my paper and see if they have a lease for me to sign. I haven't paid any rent since April of 2022, because they can't tell me my balance. They told me, oh, you've been overpaying your rent since you moved here 3 years ago, but they couldn't tell me what my balance was. So I stopped paying them. See? I stopped paying them. And I took the electric out of my name too, and they are paying my electric bill too, because they're cheating me, making me be responsible for more than 30% of my income, because those apartments have no insulation, they have no weather stripping, they have old appliances, old air conditioning, old everything, and the bill is over $100 a month, but they wanted to get my utility allowance lowered from 100. It most certainly was, Miss Rose. What they did was they trapped the children at home. They trapped the children at home by closing the schools, and the parents left that side of the island to go to the other side of the island to their jobs. Then they wouldn't let the parents back over to rescue their own children. Yeah, I got a Telegram channel, Stella Rose. Yes, I see your prayer there for me. Yeah, God needs to cover this whole earth, because people say, well, why would they lie about it being a ball earth? Why do they lie about anything? For power, for greed, for money. That's all the answer you need, because they can never have enough. See, what didn't you know, Stella Rose? About how they closed the schools that day? Yeah. And the guy, yes, they want us all to be stupid. They're covering up sabotage as though it was incompetency. It wasn't incompetency, it was a plan. Let's do the worst possible response to the worst possible disaster, and we'll get the people fighting over each other for the crumbs that are left. And it was people's children, and the number of the body count is like over 1,000. 1,300 people missing. Was, if you go on my channel, I got the, yeah, it was them closing the schools. And then they didn't even call 911. They didn't send the air raid alert. They didn't send any kind of warning. So just imagine, the kids are busy doing what kids do, enjoying themselves on a day off from school. And their parents say, just stay home and stay in the house, and I'll be back after work. Well, they closed the one road that goes back to that side of the island, and they wouldn't let the parents go back in there. And then they had all the cars you saw burned up on Front Street. Those cars were blocked by policemen who were en masse right at the head of Front Street, not letting the cars leave the area. And those were the only people who got out were the people who got on their boats. Because I seen a couple of videos of people in their boats. It's 2:12 now. Let's see if I can go in here. I'm not going to go live on this like while I'm going in here, but I am going to make a recording of it. I think I'm just going to turn the papers in, and then they're going to make a lease up and tell me to come and sign it a little bit later. So I don't think it's going to be like a big deal of today. Oh, yeah, the movie stars, they said people are making appeals to the people who have houses in Maui. Look, the Obamas, no one's mentioning Obama, but I'm sure that's where Oprah has his house. They already dug up Oprah's house down there in West Palm Beach and all the tunnels and stuff. That was a couple years ago. So now they're trying to do the land grab on the people of Maui. And a lot of that stuff that they destroyed, I think, was places that was doing bad stuff with the children. Because that's one of the vacation destinations for here. And Hawaiian are one of the most HT people on the planet. They got all that mahalo stuff, and they're very gentle culture. And I listened to Israel, singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, all that, with the ukulele, big huge guy. but they've been exploited, and all those businesses that was down there, whatever tennis clubs and, you know, beach shacks and all that is set up for HT and CSAM stuff. It's all set up for that, because if they can't do that, they don't mess with it. Oh yeah, Izzy. I'm glad you heard of Izzy, Rose. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one that ever went outside the United States and ever knows anything about what's going on outside in the rest of the world. I'm just a weirdo like that. But let me go see. I probably will have to call these people because the door is locked. That door over there is locked. They don't let people come in, like just off the street kind of thing. Yeah, the developers have already been down there trying to pester the people who still have their land down there in Maui if they want to sell. If they want to sell. And they're basically still fishing bodies out of the fucking harbors and stuff after they did the mass kill. That guy actually has a mask on still. It's crazy. Although they did exactly like the paradise, Miss Rose. Yes. Let me turn on my other recording. Because this is just outrageous how they're doing me. Not giving me my balance. Not telling me. We'll start the voice recording. I don't know why it says 4017 Broadway. Now, I don't know if that's going to keep on recording. Oh shit, my phone fell down, you guys. Yeah, they used a DEW weapon on there. Oh my gosh, no, we cannot depend upon the system. It's definitely crashing. Let me see how I can get into this office. It's ridiculous. You got a resident manager, but the door is locked when you try to go there. It's just ridiculous. See, they're inside there. They got cameras and everything. This. Okay, I'm gonna have to go so I can call them. Look, the UPS can't even deliver here. These apartments, 509, 503. Still got this bullshit here. Oh yeah, here's somebody. Are they in there? Yeah. I have to turn in my paperwork. Thank you so much. Got this. Intent to vacate. Caregiver form. Here. Comstock of the Central City Communities. I think that's the name of it. It's not Schra. I have some paperwork I will have to turn in. This paperwork that I have to turn in. So I got the letter that said I had to bring this, I guess, so you can make a lease for me. This is the letter that I got from you.
Okay, one moment, okay?
So they should take the paperwork and make the lease and then send me a letter when it's done to come back. But who's the Comstock of the Central City Communities? That's not Sacramento Housing and Redevelopment. Look at that witch sitting in there. What's she doing? What's she saying? Stealing $5 million a month. The fuck is she doing? Is she coming with her keys and all that to tell me that to come in there? Oh, no, she's went in there. She went in that door right there. Everybody's a different person than they used to have here. Oh, you're looking it up, Rose? The Comstock of the Central City Communities. But see, their letterhead still says Schra on it. So they're still continuing to use the name, even though that's not the company name anymore.
And what is your address?
Oh, it's not on the paper right there?
No, I just wanted to confirm your address.
4033 Broadway.
Okay.
It's Unit B.
I'm sorry?
Unit B.
Unit B?
Yeah.
But they told her to meet at 600 I Street. But she was meeting.
No, that's the old address. This is our resident manager office here. Because that's the old address where they used to be before they moved over here.
Okay.
Because we don't have an office on the premises.
Right, but HCV for the housing choice voucher is 600 I Street, and sometimes they do a set of the recertification, and then we also do a set of the recertification. So I'm just interested with them saying to go to 600 I Street, why they would have had that in here. That's all. But if you say that it's supposed to be here, then yeah, I would just that sweet notice.
So nobody supposed to know that they're here, see? So they moved us over here and said, here's your new.
Okay, so my manager's not in the office right now, so when she does come in, I'll go ahead and give her all this information. And the original's inside your folder.
Okay. Did you stamp these? Can you stamp these having received them? Can you stamp my copy so that you verify that you have a copy?
Sure.
Because what I'm thinking is if they're deciding now to do the things over on I Street, that you guys will just forward this information to them if they're the ones who are making the leases now, because this is where I signed my last lease in here.
I mean, yeah, you can stamp it, sure, but they may still ask for stuff, and we don't work together. So you would have to work with them and then also work with us. So I know it's frustrating, but we don't share information back and forth that way.
Okay.
I don't wanna
can stamp it with our date on it, but besides that.
And this one too. Well, I just don't want them to say, oh, you didn't bring it, but then they got this weird address on there that they haven't used for 2 years.
Makes sense. I get it.
Yeah, see, now they're saying, I didn't even notice on that letter it said for me to go to the I Street. Well, that's right across the street from the jail. Now they're trying to pretend like they still have that office and they never moved over here? What the heck is going on? And see, they submitted a request to lower our utility allowance, right? To lower it from $100. It was almost $200 anyway.
So this is the letter, and I stamped the ones inside.
All right, thank you so much.
You have a good day.
You too. Oh, and who is your manager?
Yolanda.
Williams?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
At the bottom of the letter.
All right, thank you. So Yolanda Williams is the regional property manager. So now they're trying to pretend like they were always at this 600 I Street, Suite 120, but they've been here in this locked building with their fenced-in parking in the back. Oh, let me tell you, I saw some high head people coming out of the meeting in this building. Well, now I don't know what to do. Now they're trying to pull a fast one. And now they're trying to say, oh, we've been over here at I Street the whole time. I don't know why these people are coming here to 1725 Comstock or K Street to this building. Are they trying to now say we've been here the whole time on I Street? When they know for good and damn well that they moved all their criminal asses over here to this building that said Comstock. Yeah. I mean, we can drive over there and attempt to do this again and turn in the papers and see who is that over there, but because basically they just told me, don't be surprised if you have to work with us and work with them. So what do they got? Like they got an auditing team in place, trying to track down the $5 million per month that they were stealing. Yeah, I thought you were going to say that, Stella Rose. Well, I guess you guys can get another tour. But let me put this thing on my charger because this phone battery, I need to replace the whole thing. Oh, I just took a screenshot, guys. Let me put this on the charger. Ow, I just bent my fingernail back bad. Let me see if I can do this left-handed. Alright, so you guys are on the charger. Let's go see, there's even less parking over there on I Street, right by the jail. So you can see, I'm going to turn this off. This was recording. I got 12 minutes of recording on my iPad. Yeah, these people, this is what I said in my other video, Stella Rose, that they don't have any legitimacy. These are illegitimate businesses, and they're trying to cover up the fact that they've stole $5 million a month, and I calculated it by using the $500 a month that they over-reported my rent, in which my rent was $840, and they sent me the letter saying, oh, your rent is $1,200 something now, and we're raising it to $1,300 something. So they were over-reporting our rent for the shitty 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment with toxic mold in it. They're claiming that they charge $1,300 a month for that apartment, and it's the market rate for that apartment was $840, and they never sent me a rent increase paper. They never sent me a rent increase. So they sent me a illegal amount of my rent, and they said, oh, your rent's this much. No, it wasn't. It wasn't that much. It was $840. It wasn't $1,200 and something going to $1,300 and something. And so they were stealing $500 a month just on my apartment. So then, if you take their publications, what do they say? Oh, we administer housing benefits for up to 1,000 people. Well, no, that's just what they say, 1,000 people. It's really 10,000 people. See, because they're trying to hide how much influence they have over the housing situation. People stacked up on the streets in their tents, and these people are administering 10% of the housing. If there's 1 million people here, 10,000 would be 1% of that. And they don't want to take that much responsibility, because what have they been doing? Going to places like Maui for their vacations and shit like that. Going on sex adventures with children. They don't want the problem fixed, because they're getting vacations and gifts, giving each other expensive gifts, and travel and timeshares and all kinds of stuff happening. That's why I always said, if you have a job, you have to be willing to stab your neighbor in the back and steal his firstborn in order to have that job. And that's exactly what these people have been doing. These people who don't know if they're men or women, they have pink and orange hair. They don't, yeah. You look at them and you don't even know what to say to them. Hello, miss. Hello, sir. Nothing. You can't even talk to people like this. Well, that's what this city is full of, because that's the only people that they've been giving the fucking jobs to. Weirdo people come here from the Bay Area because it's cheaper, whatever. They're all weirdos from San Francisco and stuff. See, I can't tell if you guys can see that. I think I need to turn this around. That's the City Hall coming up on in Cesar Chavez Park. City Hall, they used to have people camping out here at City Hall too. Organized group trying to solve the problem of homelessness. No, they can't solve shit. Oh, there's a bunch of tents over there. In between where the City Hall is and the closed down post office. Because that post office building is closed down. Oh look, here's the jail coming up. You see they got a big old thing on top of their building. Probably know where to park out in front of this place. I have to go in a circle. this is where they used to be. See, now they're trying to pretend like they didn't move over there to K Street. Oh no, those people, we don't know who those people were. They sent you a letter? Oh, you signed a lease with them? Oh, we don't know who that is. What kind of bullshit is that? Yeah, so that's the federal building. I bet you from the top it looks like a ship because the windows bow out. I bet you if you look down from the top it looks like a ship. They probably got the bow windows on the other side too, right next to the jail. That's the jail. Sacrament Facilities. And the little market closed for these people who live in this river walk at 600 I Street. See all the Ukrainian mafia people and the Orthodox Russians put their church on I Street in North Highlands, and they tried to they killed off this lady's mother and father, some of her dogs, everything, trying to get her to move out of her house. They even set it on fire because the house was like right next to their Orthodox church, and they had this huge property there, and they wanted her house so they could have their visiting people stay in it. And where this lady had to go, she had to go across the street to go get a drink from the old folks home here because they shut down the store that was downstairs. Turn back on my recording. Yeah, these people are shady as F. And by the way, the head lady died August 2022. He said she had cancer. But since they said they cut off the head of the snake, her name was Karen Wallace. And where does she live? Up in Roseville. Khazarian color name town. I've been doing the diving on the Khazarian color name towns. Oh, poor doggy's so hot. Khazarian color name like Roseville, Rosemont, Greenville, Greenberg. You notice everybody who was talking about the Maui incident, the mayor's name is Josh Green. The guy who was just talking about some agency, his name is Greenberg. And the other one was a Greenlee or a Greener or Greenest or whatever. It's like don't anybody else with another kind of name be in charge there in Maui? And Josh Greenberg was a police chief No, that was the mayor. Or maybe it was Greenberg, the police chief, was the head of the security or whatever at the Las Vegas incident, at the concert incident. Another Clowns in America operation. Heard they tried to take out Trump and they tried to assassinate bin Salman at the Jason Aldean concert. This shit was crazy. Let me put my window up. Let me see if we can go in here now. Turn in the papers. Now they're saying they're down on I Street again. Oh, really? Where are you going to be next week, people? Where are you going to be stealing the money next week? Going to go to 12th Street where you got other offices that the tenants aren't allowed to go to? Let's see what happened. I'll see. At least they got a hair thing here. Hi.
Meeting with Kelly?
Oh, I'm just turning in my papers.
Okay, you can just sit on my. I'll get it from you.
Cause I thought I was turning them in down at K Street, cause that's where they had moved our office. But now they said no. On this letter, it says I'm supposed to come here and bring the paper.
See that?
So I think you have to make copies of these and then make the lease and then let me know when it's done so I can come and sign it. But these are the papers, the verification of the income and the bank statements. See, they don't accept partial rent payments, but they took partial rent payments from me when they stole my $100 of my rent payment for a deposit that they suddenly increased without letting me know. This guy I've never seen before. Tried to get a. I think you got a whole bunch of papers over there. A whole bunch of papers he's got on his desk. Don't tell me they got this Nicole bitch in here still. Oh. Yeah, see, they had to go make a conference. Used to have the apartment like on that table right there. You could get your papers to show what apartments you could apply for, but see, they're not even fixing the apartments that's damaged at our complex to move other new people in. Well, they got people camping in tents on the sidewalk. What is he doing? He's calling somebody. He gotta call somebody. Every year we gotta bring these papers. Why does he gotta call somebody? Oh, and the door's locked now. This lady, she gotta use her key to get in the door. Place is totally sus. It's like the door didn't shut. Oh, now it's shutting. Dang, my fingernail burnt. My fingernail bent back. Can't get nobody on the phone.
This is what it is. So they gave you this. If you still want to go to K Street, they just never changed the address. They kept our address on this, but it should be their address on there. Because this is where you want to go for it to turn your recertification documentation in.
Oh, see, and they told me, so I guess nobody's going to make me a new lease then, because they told me to bring it here, because it says right on the letter,
Right.
600
They didn't
I
change the
Street.
address. They were supposed to have changed the address and put their address. They never changed it. So you still want to go to that office.
Oh, well, I've already done that. I've already turned. See, they stamped it. They've already received this document.
Oh, okay, so you should be fine, but just let them know that I'm trying to contact them now to let them know that you came here, because they didn't change the address. But if you already turned it into that address at K Street,
Yeah.
you're gonna be fine.
Yeah. Well, they didn't seem to know anything about me getting a new lease made or calling me back to sign a lease when it's ready. And that's the normal procedure. So,
Right.
and all of them are new. There's not one person there who is the same person that I've seen before there.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm trying to contact them right now. What's your last name again, Carrie?
Pearson.
Pearson. That's my family's last name. But I will give them a call. I'm gonna continue to try to contact them and let them know about that mistake, okay?
Yeah, because if they're supposed to be making the leases up and they're not doing it,
Right.
who's going to make my new lease? Well, what office is this?
This is 600 I Street.
But like this is Shra what?
So this is SHRA, but this is a different location than you're supposed to be at. Because for your information, I can't pull your information up at all.
Okay.
You're in a completely different location.
Okay. Thank you. So yeah, we're in the wrong location. They were supposed to change the address on my letter. This poor lady. It's the jail. So this is not the same lady that I saw once before, who said she was one of the children from Canada who's now living on the streets here as an adult with like no place to go and stuff. And she didn't even have a pair of shoes. I bought her some thongs in that CVS store that was closed down now, right down there by the. Oops, I just knocked myself offline. But yeah, they closed down that CVS pharmacy store that was right there by where these people moved to. Visit 1725 K Street. See if we can drive around. See, that's the federal building you guys are looking at right there. Up from the top, I bet it looks like a ship. because they go by maritime law inside there. So what we see happening is that there still are people stealing money, and they submitted for a decrease in the utility allowance, which was already too low. It was $100. You see, so they submitted for a reduction of that, because what are they trying to do? They're trying to cover up as much of the stolen money as they possibly can. So now they even had to, like, they were even under investigation, right? They had a third party outside auditor get access to our electric bills with the SMUD electric company, Sacramento Municipal Utility Department, in which some of these people who live in these apartments actually get a check from the SRA people to pay their electric bill because they have no incomes. But then on my account, they didn't give me any allowance for the other person that's in my apartment, making me pay the whole electric bill plus the whole rent, in which that shit was equaling up to more than 30% of my income. So that's why I disconnected the electric account from my name, and that's why I haven't paid any rent money since I haven't paid since April, because they're cheating me and they're stealing from everybody here that's participating in this housing program. You see? And they act like they're not aware, you know, that the head of the agency died in 2022, a year ago now. And that everybody who, you know, was supposed to be in that office moved over to this other office, and now they're saying they're not responsible because the letter said I was supposed to bring the paperwork to I Street. That guy didn't even take a copy. But he's recorded now, not even taking a copy of the documentation that I brought there, showing him that it was already stamped by the office on K Street. And they told me that I should bring it over here. And their supervisor wasn't in the office. Jolanda William. See, this is how criminals behave. You think the parents on Maui who were trying desperately to get back home so they could rescue their children, they were made to look like there was incompetence, that nobody knew what the left hand didn't know what the right hand was doing. But I say they most certainly did know what they were doing, because them shutting down the schools and leaving all the children vulnerable to a life-threatening emergency and not allowing the road to be open so the parents could brave the flames to go rescue their children. They were not even allowed to come back to that part of the island. See, I've been telling in my posts, it's the island people and then it's us. It's the island people and then it's us. So if you look at all these Greenbergs and greens and whites and oranges and Ballards and Busbys and Bisbees, they're all B names. They're doing the HT and the CSAM. And who the main biggest one? Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney. This whole area's changed so much down here. There's the people camping up in tent on the sidewalk. hope you guys can see some of this. So, yeah. I wish I could remember what other green names, but then who they said the chief of communications at Maui, it's a Chinese man. It's a Chinese man with a woman's name, Denise Martin. And what did she say? She said, I'm the chief of communications, and basically we have no communications now. The west half of the island can't talk to the east half of the island, and parents can't talk to their children, and the workers can't talk to their bosses, and nobody can coordinate any relief. That guy was just shouting so loud, just out on the corner shouting. It startled me. Yeah, nobody can talk to anybody, and she's the chief of communications, and it's a Chinese man posing as a woman with the last name of Martin. Well, that's St. Martin Island in the Caribbean, which is the House of Orange, which is the Dutch, and Aruba and Curacao are the islands where they lure people there so they can snatch them up, like they did Amy Lynn Bradley back in 89 or 98, something like that, missing off the cruise ship just before they got to Curacao. Who did she go to meet? Yellow. Who was Yellow? Oh, that was the bass, BASS player in the band on the frickin' cruise ship. Getting jobs on the cruise ship so they can have their pick of which ones they want to steal and set up and, trick into a... Look at the lady who went all the way to Greece and ended up, they found her head in a freaking suitcase. Yeah, she met that Greek guy on a cruise. You see? That's why the cruise ships don't have any responsibility to report to anybody under maritime law when people go missing off their ships. They have even had people who worked on the cruise ships disappear off those ships. Do I want to turn here? No, I think I'm going to just go straight. So yeah, I've been putting it together with these rose names, the bee names, and the oranges. So the orange, the House of Orange, is any place that they have a color name. And they love rose because rose is like the head or something. Like the head of something, like the head of the snake is the rose of the snake. And so they love to have rose. I was just screen capturing them flying in between here and Roseville last night with the military helicopters. See? Because I've been watching and see what they've done is they've had these hospitals such as the one that I live next door to, UC Davis, with their rapid response helicopter on top. Those are taken over by the military. Those have been taken over by the military. And I see them coming from the actual UC Davis, which is over in Davis because it's an agricultural college, or they have an agricultural college there, and then they have their hospital over here in the big city. I've even seen they got 2 planes of their own. The UC Davis agricultural branch, they got 2 planes of their own. I've seen planes flying from Pullman, University of Washington, got their own plane coming to the airport to pick up, people and fly them back to the... These are taken over by our military, you guys. Look at when the executive order came, when Trump was in office, he said, we had to have immediate access to all your tunnels underneath your universities. And some of these places, like you look at University of Washington in Seattle, it's right on one of those islands. And then it has like the port, like Lake Washington is where all these exclusive houses with all of them got their own docks. And it's, what is it? Follow Evergreen Street to what? What was it? The Funky Coal Medina. The Funky Coal Medina is something that we don't want to know what it is. And the people who are talking about it in true crime, listen to this guy. I've listened to his story over and over to get it in my head. The guy who disappeared, Mel Wiley, disappeared from where? Hinckley Township in northern Ohio. They found his car where he had told his girlfriend whatever he was going swimming, in which he never liked to swim. They found his car at Water's Edge Park, or Edgewater Park, right on Lake Erie, where the submarines can you can actually access the ground, the shore from a submarine in Lake Erie, Lake Ontario. All those lakes, the underground tunnel, the underground subtunnels are all there. Huge under Ohio. And recently, what did I see? The Underground Railroad, all tunnels in Ohio. The whole of Ohio's got these underground railroad, they said, for the slave, whatever, escaping in the Civil War, whatever. No, they were trafficking children. They were trafficking people. So I watched this helicopter take off, and it's not the same one there all the time. There's RE7, RE5, sometimes it's a CMD for Command 6, Command 3. They go out, they take off, and I can hear them when they take off from my window, because my window faces that area. Even though it's hot and we got the air conditioner on, I can still hear it. It's close, it's like 3-4 blocks away. I hear it when it takes off. So the other night I was sitting there and I heard it take off. I said, let me just look and see, where is this thing going? That helicopter took off like a shot, and it went droop straight south down to like Stockton and Fresno. And you know what happened? It went off the radar. It turned off its radar shit when it got down. You see? So what I'm thinking is they're providing a backup when the ground forces are going to get people from the sealed indictments. Because they don't need anything else other than the sealed indictment to go round people up, right? We know they don't need anything else. They're just gonna show up with whatever team they believe is necessary, including a whole SWAT team like they did the J6 people. So I watched them go down yesterday. I watched them go down to an area near what do they call that thing? It was like they're supposed to have like a nuclear power thing out Rancho Murrieta. I saw that from the air base, McClellan Air Base in North Highlands, where the Russian mafia, Ukrainian people, whatever, have their church on I Street, the gangsters up there. So that is a repurposed base, but they got a working airstrip, and they can land any size of plane there. Same for Mather. There's like 5 of those kind of airports, six if you count the Sacramento International Airport, where they can land any size of plane. And we even have the executive airport right down there, which a lot of the times there's planes flying round and round and round, like all over the country, like I've seen, because they're patrolling these executive airports to make sure that they don't get disabled and you know, domestic terror done to them. Because some of the vehicles that are parking in there, landing in there sometimes, are the military vehicles. And then as soon as they get on the ground, they turn off their transponders so you can't see them anymore. But then you see other planes coming there too, military planes, police planes. They're doing transfers. But police are picking the people up in their houses and they're bringing them to these local airports and they're putting them into military or National Guard craft, and they're being delivered to places like McClellan or the jails. They got jails here underneath the UC Davis. They got jail underneath of the Capitol, U.S. Capitol, where they put protesters. You know, when we were protesting student fee hikes and shit, I know people who got arrested and they were taken to the basement of the Capitol building. So they got jails underneath a lot of shit that we don't know about, where they could be holding people while they're arresting them. And then see, like this agency, they just promote the next person into the job, and then they're struggling trying to figure out how to do the job because the people above them who got taken out were doing illegal shit. Stealing all the money, not maintaining the properties, inflating the rents, cheating us out of, you know, our subsidies, making us pay more than 30% of our income, which is the program is for, to make you pay 30% of your income, with your rent and utilities. Now they went, and what happened when I went to look at the paperwork? They said, oh, they brought a thing, they put it on the door. Here's your notice that we've submitted for a reduction in your. Oh, I'm just seeing your comments, Stella. You're gone by now, but I was driving, so I just seen your comments. Yeah, they were. That submarine tunnel went right the fuck under Disney, Orlando. It came in from the Daytona Beach and under Orlando, Kissimmee, all that. It comes out at Tampa Bay. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, Stella Rose. I'm here at my destination. I'm back home now, and I see that the criminals are still in action. So I'm anticipating that no one will make me a new lease, and they will never call me to verify. They just had to comply with the so-called rules that they follow about the housing situation, and so they are required to request this documentation from me, even though nobody's planning on making me a new lease, because they're illegitimate. They're an illegitimate agency, and they're under investigation themselves. And the people who have these jobs now making $100,000, $70,000 a year don't know that. They don't realize that they're all under investigation now. So I'm going to make a plug for myself. My Freedom Fund is under Cash App, the cash thing, and then KaliKaren. If you like my videos and you want to contribute, stalk my channel if you want. Don't leave a comment, but send me a little, you know, coffee money or whatever. All right. Till the next time, KaliKaren from Sacramento City. Here, surrounded by criminals, reporting